Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
What's up, Flick fans? Too Smile, Too Furious is here. Let's discuss.
When I showed up, Louis?
About to embark on a new world tour, global pop sensation Skye Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and inexplicable events. This movie's rated R for strong, bloody, violent content, grisly images, language throughout, and drug use. Is once again directed by Parker Finn, who brought us the first Smile, one that I thought had some nice surprises within it, especially the closer you got to the end of that movie, the more I'm like, no, I'm good. Nope, I'm fine. Wait. But Smile was a really smaller scale horror film with a great idea. One of those It Follows-esque premises that, if utilized correctly, you could do multiple projects with it, not just one sequel, but 17 sequels. And just like A Quiet Place, they'll do numerous spin-offs, numerous sequels, but I like the fact that they kept the quality intact with Smile 2, except this time, instead of a small-scale horror movie, we're going bigger. And what's bigger than what M. Night Shyamalan brought us earlier in the year in Trap, doing the same thing here, a pop star never stopping. This pop star and Skye Riley, played by Naomi Scott, does everything you need her to do. I mean, the very calm and less tense moments, she acts as you would expect a pop star to act, but she's also facing the tragedies of her past. See, it's not just this new crazy demonic thing that's going on. She's also coming off of a very tragic car crash, dealing and reeling from all of the things that happened from that. Also, she used to be addicted to drugs, and the more the first act went on in this film, the more I'm like, I don't really want something bad to happen to her, because I really feel for her, man. Like, she's trying to turn her life around. She's trying to forget about the tragedy, E's of her past, but also she has a good support system there. Now, obviously, her mom probably just wants to use her for the money, but for the most part, a lot of people rooting for her. Also, shout out to Kyle Gallner, who's having a good year, as well as Ray Nicholson, who is Jack Nicholson's son in real life. If you couldn't tell by that poster, there's an ominous look. It's kind of insane how similarly he looks to his dad, but he doesn't play a big role in this film. It's more so a small but pivotal role, a blast from the past in her life. And again, we're following around this pop star who gets in contact with the Smile Demon, who starts to haunt her life, and so scary things are going to happen, right? And with these studio horror films, you're going to get those jump scares you've seen before, those moments where the music escalates and then cuts off, so you're kind of sitting, waiting for something to happen, as well as moments that will happen, and then our character realizes, oh, that didn't just happen, something else happened. And you got a lot of that in Smile 1, you're getting it again in Smile 2, except this time, like I said, on a bigger scale. And with studio horror, that can either go really poorly or solid, entertaining, fun. All in all, a sequel that is even better than the original. I like Smile 2 more than I like Smile. I did not expect that. I did not expect this film to cram pack so much tension, especially on the back end, right? You expect a film like this to escalate, and then by the time you get to the end, sometimes there's a drop off. But most of the time, in a good horror movie, you deliver on the scares. And this film delivers on the scares. Not only the scares, but the turns and the shock factor that you want from Smile. The first movie did an awesome job of getting you to that point of no return. And you know what point I'm talking about, when everybody saw the Smile Demon and said, nope. Wait. Because horror movies, especially horror sequels like this, oftentimes they lose you because they slow down so much. It's like they can't find anything to do. They're just there to capitalize on the first. Smile 2 capitalizes on Smile 1, but Smile 2 also delivers a compelling story and really gives you a compelling character, one that, I mean, she's got her fair share of issues, but also one you're kind of rooting for, because it's like, man, you're going through it. I don't know if I'd be friends with you in real life. Probably not. No, God! But you're going through it. Now, it's not without its ridiculous moments. Moments that as they came, I'm like, God, I wish she wouldn't have done that. There's one moment where she tries to sneak into a restaurant, right? She's super popular, super famous. Anybody's going to recognize her. But the outfit that she's wearing, I mean, essentially, she just looks like a normal person covering herself up with a sweatshirt. And there's a moment where fans start to recognize her, even though all you can see is this small little hole in her hoodie. And I'm like, that wouldn't have happened. You literally just see this, and they're like, oh my God, it's Skye Riley's bottom lip. And I'm like, how'd you do that? And then they utilize this trope where they will reveal something that you didn't think was happening in the first place. And as they continued to do it throughout this movie, I started to get a little worn down by it, right? You're caught off guard the first couple of times that you see it, but as it goes, the more they use it, the more it becomes like a tired trope, and you're like, yeah, that wasn't as shocking as you intended it to be, because I've seen this happen multiple times in this movie so far. And so you're really just kind of sitting back wondering if they're going to continue to commit to that, or if they're going to surprise you in a different way. And admittedly, there were some surprises in this film, along with the moments I expected, anticipated, and ultimately predicted. But there were also some scares that were really creative, like Mike Flanagan level creative. And I'm sitting back going, all right, you got to give props where props are due. And that's something, like, my wife's a big horror fan. She would have loved those moments. And what's creepier than seeing a guy or a bunch of people moving in weird ways smiling at you? That's creepy, man. I smile at people. Maybe they think I'm creepy. Regardless, I want to know what you think of Smile 2. Is it better than the first? Is it amongst the best horror movies of the year so far? Leave your thoughts down below and let me know. Have you ever met the Smile Demon? And drop that like if you want to see me review Woman of the Hour on Netflix. Smile 2 is bigger and ultimately better than the first because it doubles down on this outlandish but creative premise and delivers some surprisingly shocking scares. Naomi Scott showcases this descent into madness brilliantly and carries some of the more ridiculous moments. And as a lot of horror sequels do, there are some ridiculous scenes in here, like some of the examples that I gave, but ultimately, yeah, it's better than the first. And so that's good, right? Don't forget to smile, kids. Come back to my next video or face the wrath of the Smile Demon. I don't even want to conjure that. Ooh, it's freaky.